I want to welcome you back to another video, and if it's your first time here, my name is Young Fizz. I also go by Mr. Dope Status on Instagram. You can follow me there. I make a lot of helpful machine tutorials as well as other audio related content, but today we're going to be focusing in on the Maschine Plus. And prior to this update that I'm about to show you today, there was an update that came out on the desktop version, which was Maschine 3, and it had a lot of features such as stem separation. We had the MP3, tempo per scene, just a lot of different features. But today, what I want to do is show you how to use those features inside of the Maschine Plus. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the bell notifications so whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. So without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is Maschine 3 update in Maschine Plus standalone. All right, so here we are looking at the events window inside of the Maschine Plus. Again, I'm in standalone mode, and what I want to do is show you how to use the bounce feature. So let's just say, for example, I have my pattern pulled up, and I'll go ahead and play just a little bit of it. You won't probably be able to hear it because I don't have my loudspeakers on, but I have my headphones on, and so you could probably hear it through the headphones. So let's just go ahead and play a little bit of it. So that's my pattern. So let's go ahead and bounce this down to an audio. What I want to do is make sure that I'm in pad mode. And let's say, for example, I want to bounce down, I believe it's this snare for now. The other sound I'm using is the Tom 81. But right now, we just want to focus on the snare. So let's go ahead and select that. We're going to hold down Shift and then bounce. So it's going to go ahead and export it, loop optimize it. It's going to do what it needs to do. And then if we go back to the event, we can see where it has replace it with the audio plugin. We can also confirm by going up here as well. So now we have all right, so now let's say if we want to bounce both of these at the same time, what we would do is go ahead and enter the pad mode. We're going to go down to select, and then we want to make sure that the multi is engaged. So we're going to make sure that the 9 is selected, and then we're going to do select multi. And then we're going to make sure this one's selected and this one's selected here. Then we can do Shift bounce. Come back to events, and then we can see that they are both in the audio format. We can confirm that by going to the audio here, and we can see the audio module, and then we can see the sampling module as well. So now we can just play it. And it's all good there. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is the export as MP3 option. So let's just say, for example, I want to bounce everything I just did, or I added to my song and I just want to completely just bounce everything here as an MP3. What I want to do is go ahead and click the file here, and then we can do export audio. And then right here it says export ideas as audio, and we can change the type to MP3. We can also change the selected, we can change the source, sound, the sample rate, all that good stuff, the bit rate, and all these other features as well. So again, this is all done in standalone mode. Again, we have the MP3 option right here. You can click export, and it's going to save it as our MP3. So really cool and handy feature, able to export everything as an MP3 file for the Maschine Plus. Now what I want to do is show you how to access the scene tempo, and it's really easy to do that as well. So let's just say, for example, I have my beat here, and what I want to do is change the tempo per the scene. So I just want to make sure the scene and section underneath that is selected. So it says scene section. We just press that there. Then I'm going to hit Shift, or actually hold Shift, and then hit this button here. It says scene tempo, and that's going to engage that there. And as you can see right here, it says scene tempo, and then we could change the tempo. But first we have to make sure this is engaged. And then we just change the tempo as normal. And then we turn that off, and then it's all good. And then we can come to another scene, and then we can do the same thing as well. So we do Shift, scene tempo, and then we can change this here to whatever we want. So say, for example, scene 1 is going to be 125, scene 2 is 157. And so that's how you use the scene tempo inside of Maschine Plus in standalone mode. All right, so the next thing I want to do is show you how to use the bass synth with the second oscillator inside of Maschine Plus standalone mode. So what we want to do is go ahead and hit the encoder. We're going to go down till we see the bass synth there. So it may be up here, but what we want to do is go down to bass synth. We're going to hit load, and then we can start playing on the oscillators here. So you may hear a faint sound. I don't have my speakers again. And then we have the second oscillator here, but in order to hear that, what we want to do is make sure that our oscillator mixes up. You can detune it, add a filter. Change the resonance. And we also have the glide feature as well. So really handy feature to have the bass synth built right in here with the second oscillator. All right, so the last feature I want to show you real quick is the chords, just how to access it and how to use it here. So we want to make sure that we are in the chords mode. And what we can do is have our different user chords. I have a DX7 loaded up here on group A, and we're going to do user chords. I have this switched over to major. So let's just say, for example, we want to hit the major 7th chord. And then we can preview that. We can add in maybe another one here. So we can just kind of build on top of that. And don't be afraid to change the octave as well. And then once you're done, you can just jump out of that, and then you have this right here. So really awesome stuff you can do right here inside the Maschine Plus in the standalone mode. I hope you found this video to be valuable. Again, if you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on bell notifications so whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. Also, be sure to visit the links down in the description box below. It always helps support the channel. If you do purchase something, please use the affiliate links. It's your boy Young Fizz, Mr. Dope Status. We will see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and we are out.